not kidding.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, we'll have guests show up. Thanks for coming. All right, so which attendance school would you have been a part of?
Attended Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. So why'd you come here?
I didn't want to go to Myrtle Beach.
Why?
I just wanted to do a little bit better. I knew if I went to a regular school, I wouldn't go to college.
Okay. All right, so you showed up at Bridge Week,
I did.
and I'm sure that was horrifying.
Yes.
Did you make any friends?
I did.
That's
Yeah.
good. Still friends with them today?
A few of them. Yeah.
That's good. When did you graduate?
2020.
2020. So you're part of the class that had to go through
Unfortunately.
senior COVID.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, having to do all the tech stuff online and not getting to do any senior year activities?
It sucked.
Right?
I think the last time I was here was the last day they were like, school's closed, and then we never came back.
March 13th.
So this is the first time I've been back here since.
Thank you for coming. All right, so you graduated here in 2020.
Yes.
Which advisory?
Miss McCoy. We started with Miss Wilson, but it was Miss McCoy. Yeah.
Tall Miss McCoy?
Yep.
Very tall Miss McCoy.
Yes.
She's
Tall
a
Miss
Loris
McCoy.
Middle School.
Yes.
Teaching Avid. How was your advisory experience?
It was wonderful. I'm still friends with a lot of them today. Definitely was good to have your advisory when going through COVID. Because
Tight knit group.
yeah, for sure.
Checking to make sure everybody's all right. It's good. All right, so did you graduate with an associate's degree?
I did.
Okay. And what was it in?
Arts.
Okay. So your plan was, well, I should probably just let you tell us what was your educational plan.
My educational plan was to go to Francis Marion actually, and get my bachelor's in political science and sociology. That was the plan. It did not happen that way.
Okay. All right, so you got the associates.
Yeah.
But then what happened?
Then I went to Coastal and got my bachelor's in sociology with a concentration in criminology.
How would you describe your bachelor's degree experience?
It was very interesting again because it started with COVID, and it taught me a lot about communication because I went a whole semester that I should not have went and then had to pay for it in the end. But it was scary going from tech to coastal. But since I was able to be here, I was able to learn how to use my resources. And I was able to use like the writing center and stuff like that to become a better writer because if anyone's doing sociology, you write a lot more than you want to. And so the writing center was definitely my favorite part of, and using just your resources, like even mental health counseling and stuff like that during that time was really good.
You mentioned being scared.
Yes.
I assume kind of anxious.
Yeah.
Why were you anxious about going to coastal?
Because again, that separation when it was COVID, I think getting that key point in the senior year here over at Tech and being able to be fully, like I was in fully, classes, but they were mostly online. I did get a little taste of it in the beginning. So going there, I was also obviously anxious about getting COVID, but just anxious about it all being on me now. Yeah.
And you mentioned a lot about the available resources.
Mm-hmm.
Tech's got those, Coastal has those, most colleges have those.
Yes.
Probably widely underutilized
Absolutely.
everywhere. Then what? When did you graduate from Coastal?
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
And what was the next step?
And then I went on a year later to Liberty University, and I'm currently doing my master's in forensic psychology.
Okay. So, what's the difference in terms of necessary skills between a bachelor's degree and a master's degree?
I know I said it before, but communication. Because you're going to have to communicate with people, especially with masters, kind of like now, at least for me, having a full-time job, I can't go to school. I have to do it online. So even though it's still online, you're still tasked with communicating with your peers and your professor a lot. And getting older, things happen in life as it does to adults. And so you have to learn to be really communicative. Like when I was younger, I didn't have to communicate that much, but I obviously learned how to. But being an adult, you run into adult problems like your car or family issues or something like that. So the communication got a lot more, what's the word? I guess adult, to find the right word. Um, and also the writing is a lot different. I don't think anyone prepared me for that because I think in my bachelor's degree, that's when you're learning how to write the way that they want you in your field. And then your master's, you have to basically already have that skill.
It becomes an expectation.
Yes, and if you don't, your grade will suffer. I know from experience. So,
Excuse me. Mr. Chappell. Great. All right, so again, there's the expectation
yes.
that you can do that. I had the same experience at Coastal when I was working with other masters in education, leadership masters.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the professor sometimes coming in like, come on guys, like you're supposed to be good writers. And I was thinking, oh no. But yeah, the focus on writing is very different the farther up you go.
Yeah.
Sounds like maturity also is an important thing.
Yes.
Because as you mentioned, adult life happens. In graduate school, everybody's an adult.
Yes.
A lot of different circumstances, a lot of different situations, a lot of stuff comes up. You gotta be able to communicate.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, I'm 23 now. So a lot of the times in my field, in school, I'm normally the youngest. And so a lot of them are like, what can you do? And I'm like, I can do a lot, but you have to show them. Because they're just not going to believe you. So you got to show them. And you guys are going to be young in whatever field, especially when you guys graduate with your associates. So just be prepared to be able to show them what you have learned and don't be scared to do so.
So these are all juniors.
Yeah.
Second semester, junior year.
Well.
Advisory times, wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
Soon they'll just be out on the tech campus. Hopefully. What advice would you have? I'm sorry, very hot.
Advice you want me to wait?
Sure.
Okay.
Mr. Chappell. I don't think so. All right, so what advice for second semester juniors?
I think my biggest advice is you are not alone, even though you feel like you are out there. Because, you're out there and you kind of feel a little grown. So you feel like, okay, I can be alone, but no, you cannot. Because again, you're going to be the youngest where you're at, most likely. You're going to start branching off. I think in a couple classes, once I started just college only, I was my only person in every class. So you feel a little scared, but you're not alone. You can, just because advisory is over doesn't mean you can't come back. I'm sorry to say that. But yeah, but you should. My advisor was, I think I was in her office probably every day.
And if you sent her an email, you would get a response even today.
I talk to her still today. So she does help me through some stuff even today. So.
All right, so it sounds like we've got to start learning some independence.
Absolutely.
Personal responsibility piece, not to focus too much on those old SWOs.
Communication, teamwork, personal responsibility,
Yeah.
social responsibility,
Yeah.
flexibility.
Yeah.